My apologies for being a little bit late to the party on this one. Chapter 361 is finally here, and Miura is really doubling down on the setup with these chapters that he's released so far this year. All two of them. We continue where we left off with Guts and Skullomania chatting on top of the cliffside, with Skull Knight basically telling Guts that you did a good job, but don't get cocky, kid. The Archmage Gedfrin shows up, and it turns out that he and Scaly Boy go way back, with him referring to Skull Knight as Your Majesty, just like Slan did. Here's hoping that we get his identity revealed soon. It's really looking like the Geyseric theory's probably going to be correct, but it's about time we finally get that confirmed, I would say. Gedfrin asks SK if he's going to be accompanying Guts to see Hanar, and Guts is like, wait, who's that? Where am I going? And it just so happens that Hanar is the dwarven blacksmith who forged the Berserker armor. Pretty lucky that he lives on the same island as all these other problem solvers. It really feels like Miura is trying to pick up the pace with the story quite a bit, just with how much has been getting done over such a short period of time. And when I say short period of time, I'm talking short period of time in the actual story, because yeah, it's still been years for us here in the real world. Next we cut to Morta, you know, the ridiculously hot witch, as she's taking a nap on one of the tree branches while Shirk tries to learn how to fly on a broomstick. This is another potentially game-changing skill being picked up by the group's resident magical girls, alongside the healing magic that Farnese is learning. Morta hops on to Shirka's broomstick and decides that she's going to teach her herself. This is the first time that Morta's actually tried to participate in any of the group activities, as she's always just kind of been off on her own, doing her own thing when all the students are studying together. Turns out that despite having plenty of experience flying in astral form, Shirka's terrified of flying in her physical body and is scared to even open her eyes. Morta forces her to open them, and she quickly warms up to the experience and feels a rush that's absent in astral flying. It actually reminds me a lot of that scene where Rosine takes Jill flying, you know, when they were still kind of friendly and before Rosine tried to turn her into like a horrible bug monster. Oh yeah, Morta explains that she's top of the class when it comes to broom flying, and she likes to fly around the island when lectures get too boring for her. Morta seems to be a prodigy that likes learning on her own, rather than the structured, formal education of the other students. They notice Guts and crew down the ravine, and Shirka asks what's down there, and Morta tells her that that's where all the weirdos and dank boys hang out. So they decide to follow and see what they're up to. It's revealed that that's where all the Nicolas Cages that attacked the Funky Bunch when they first got to the island live. Also, it's revealed that the Nicolas Cages were created by sacrificing the souls of soldiers that had invaded the island long ago, just like the real Nicolas Cage. On their way down, they come across a stereotypical-looking wicked witch, and this is the master of dark magic and curses, and is also Morta's master named Vol. Vol is an old acquaintance of Flora, and as Morta and Shirka leave, Vol remarks about how all these strange visitors coming to the island seem to be fulfilling some sort of prophecy. Guts and Skeleton Man make it to Hanar, and Guts notices that he strongly resembles Godo, Godo.
Really be careful.
Skull Knight and Hanar have a friendly relationship, just like Skull Knight seems to have with a lot of people. Who'd have thought that the person with the most friends in the Berserk universe would be like a big dumb skeleton man? And again, Skull Knight is referred to with a royal title, this time as King. And it seems that Hanar's the one that Alphonse Elric Skull Knight's soul into the second set of Berserker armor. Or at least did something akin to that. Wouldn't it be funny if Miura always intended that Skull Knight's backstory was that his soul was bonded to a suit of armor, but then just never got around to it because of all the hiatuses, and then Full Metal Alchemist did that first? So even if he is the one that thought of that first, everyone's still gonna think he stole it from Full Metal Alchemist? Gedfrin asks Hanar if there's anything he can tell Guts about the Berserker armor, and basically what he says is that he sees that Guts has got good use for it, and good on you for being able to use the armor without it like instantly killing you and everything, but just because you've been able to use it does not mean you've mastered it. Which, I mean, Guts kinda already knew, because every time he's used it, he's almost gone totally insane and like killed all of his friends, and probably would have if Shirka wasn't around. Hanar then strikes the armor with his hammer, and that immediately induces a berserker state in Guts. And that's where the chapter ends. Like I said at the beginning, these chapters are pretty much nothing but setup. It seems like we may be headed for some kind of trial for Guts to finally master the berserker armor, and with that could come a substantial power boost. It also looks like Skull Knight's identity reveal might be on the horizon soon, so I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know if it's been announced when the next chapter's supposed to come out, but here's hoping that it's not several months or years away, but you never know with Hiatus-chan. I'll continue covering the chapters when they come out, hopefully more timely than this one, and I'm going to be making other Berserk videos, so subscribe if you're interested. Please rate the video because my channel is still super small and that would really help me out. And with all that out of the way, thanks for watching.